A 1 degree Celsius increase in global temperature may not seem like much, but it can have a significant impact on the Earth's climate. Here are a few of the things that can happen when the Earth's temperature rises by 1 degree Celsius. More extreme weather events. As the Earth's temperature rises, we can expect to see more extreme weather events, such as heat waves, droughts, floods, and wildfires. These events can cause widespread damage and displacement, and can even lead to death. Rising sea levels. As the Earth's temperature rises, the ice caps and glaciers melt, which causes sea levels to rise. This can inundate coastal areas, displacing millions of people and causing billions of dollars in damage. Changes in plant and animal life. As the Earth's climate changes, plant and animal life will be forced to adapt to new conditions. Some species will thrive, while others will die out. This could have a major impact on the Earth's ecosystems. Increased human health problems. As the Earth's temperature rises, we can expect to see an increase in human health problems, such as heat stress, respiratory problems, and vector-borne diseases. The effects of a 1 degree Celsius increase in global temperature are already being felt around the world. If we don't take action to reduce greenhouse gas emissions, the Earth's temperature is expected to continue to rise, and the effects will become even more severe. Here are some things that we can do to reduce greenhouse gas emissions and mitigate the effects of climate change. Switch to renewable energy sources. We can reduce our reliance on fossil fuels by switching to renewable energy sources, such as solar and wind power. Improve energy efficiency. We can reduce the amount of energy we use by improving the efficiency of our homes, businesses, and transportation systems. Plant trees. Trees absorb carbon dioxide from the atmosphere, which helps to mitigate climate change. Support policies that address climate change. We can contact our elected officials and urge them to support policies that will reduce greenhouse gas emissions and address the effects of climate change. Recently, a plan has been proposed to cover the sun with debris that breaks down the moon and asteroids, in order to put out the urgent fire of global warming facing mankind. The Earth must be cooled. The best way would be to keep our lives intact and just reduce greenhouse gas emissions, but that's impossible. If you can't find the answer on Earth, why don't you cover the sun's light with an artificial shield? The idea of a solution to global warming using the moon reminds us of the lunar nuclear bomb test, which was secretly discussed in the United States in 1958. In 1958, the United States Air Force proposed a secret plan to detonate a nuclear bomb on the moon. The plan, codenamed Project A119, was never carried out, but it provides a glimpse into the Cold War era thinking of the U.S. military. The goal of Project A119 was to test the effects of a nuclear explosion in a vacuum. The Air Force believed that such a test would provide valuable information about the use of nuclear weapons in space. The plan called for a 10-kiloton bomb to be detonated on the surface of the moon. Project A119 was met with resistance from within the Air Force itself. Some officials argued that the test was too risky, and that it would violate international treaties. Others argued that the test was unnecessary, as the effects of a nuclear explosion in a vacuum could be simulated on Earth. In the end, Project A119 was cancelled in 1959. The Air Force cited a lack of funding as the reason for the cancellation, but it is likely that the opposition to the test also played a role. Scientists have proposed a new way to combat global warming, using moon dust. The idea is to launch large amounts of moon dust into space, where it would reflect sunlight back into space and help to cool the Earth. Moon dust is a very good reflector of sunlight. It is also very abundant, with estimates suggesting that there are trillions of tons of it on the moon. This makes it a potential candidate for use in geoengineering, which is the deliberate large-scale manipulation of the Earth's environment to counteract climate change. There are a few challenges that would need to be overcome in order to use moon dust to solve global warming. One challenge is the cost of launching the dust into space. Another challenge is the potential environmental impact of doing so. However, scientists believe that these challenges can be overcome. and that using moon dust to solve global warming is a feasible and promising idea. Here are some of the potential benefits of using moon dust to solve global warming. It is a scalable solution. The amount of moon dust that is needed to cool the Earth can be adjusted depending on the severity of the problem. It is a relatively inexpensive solution. The cost of launching moon dust into space is much lower than the cost of other geoengineering solutions, such as solar radiation management. It is a reversible solution. If the Earth's temperature starts to cool too much, the amount of moon dust that is being launched into space can be reduced or stopped. However, there are also some potential risks associated with using moon dust to solve global warming. It could disrupt the Earth's climate system. The sudden influx of sunlight reflecting material into the atmosphere could cause the Earth's climate to change in unpredictable ways. It could damage the ozone layer. The dust could react with ozone in the upper atmosphere, leading to an increase in ultraviolet radiation reaching the Earth's surface. It could create a new environmental hazard. The dust could spread around the Earth, causing problems for people and wildlife. Overall, the use of moon dust to solve global warming is a promising idea, with the potential to make a significant impact on the problem. However, it is important to carefully consider the potential risks and benefits before moving forward with this approach. Space dust is a term for small particles of solid matter found in space. It can come from a variety of sources, including comets, asteroids, and meteoroids. Space dust can be very dangerous to astronauts and spacecraft. Here are some of the dangers of space dust. Space dust is very small and sharp, and it can easily abrade the surfaces of spacecraft and astronauts' suits. This can damage equipment and make it difficult for astronauts to move around. Electrical interference. Space dust can also interfere with the electrical systems of spacecraft. This can cause problems with navigation, communications, and other systems. Some types of space dust may be toxic to humans. This is because they may contain heavy metals or other harmful substances. Long-term exposure to space dust may increase the risk of cancer. This is because the dust can damage DNA, which can lead to the growth of cancerous cells. Of course, if the moon's rocks are steadily mined and sent into space, the moon's mass may gradually decrease and its orbit may be affected. However, there will be no serious changes, because it is a very small part of the total mass of the moon. However, if you constantly make a sunscreen with moon dust, another problem may occur. Even if this idea becomes feasible in the near future, we must never forget the important facts. Breaking part of the moon and blocking the sun is not the best answer to global warming, but the last answer. I can only hope that a better answer will come from the Earth before the crisis comes.